Hi there, I'm Dr. Yopp, an advanced grief recovery method specialist certified by the Grief Recovery Institute. Well, we are at the end of our revisit of the 6 major myths about grief as defined by the Grief Recovery Institute and the Grief Recovery Method. In today's episode of Takeaways About Grief, we continue with the 6th and final myth that tells us the lie that we should just stay busy. Let's have a quick chat about grief.
Let's briefly recap what the other 5 were. Number 1, don't feel bad. Number 2, replace the loss. Number 3, grieve alone. Number 4 told us the lie that time heals all wounds. And number 5 said that we need to be strong or be strong for others. As I've highlighted these 6 major myths over the course of these videos, you've likely gone back and done some reflecting, right? And have realized that you've been told either one or all of these myths as advice from a family member, from a friend, from a stranger, and they've all had good intentions. You may have very well been the one giving the advice, right? To keep busy and to replace the loss or to just give it some time with good intentions. Well, good intentions or not, this advice is not helpful. So let's talk about keeping busy after a loss. Can you imagine the number of people who have worked themselves into exhaustion, keeping busy just so that they don't have to feel the normal and natural emotions surrounded by our loss? Those normal and natural emotions being sadness and pain and anger and loneliness, etc., right? And you very well yourself may be able to relate, having told yourself that if I just make it through another day, everything's going to be all right. Each myth is kind of intertwined into the other, right? One gives a little bit more of a foothold to the other, gives a little bit more support to the other. The myth of keeping busy is linked to major myth number 4, time heals all wounds, or just give it time, right? The danger is in the combination of the fact or the idea that if I keep busy and make it through this day, then that day has passed. And then when tomorrow comes, if I stay busy and make it through tomorrow, then tomorrow has passed. And then the next day comes and I stay busy and make it through that day, then that day has passed. And time is going to heal me because I keep making it from day to day. This is far from the truth. The longer you wait to own your emotions, right? The longer you wait to allow yourself the space to feel all the feels, the normal and natural reactions to a loss of any kind that has impacted your life, the harder it will be for you to bring those emotions up at any other time, to access those emotions so that you can truly begin to heal. Instead of taking the proper steps, when you stay busy just to keep busy, to not think about it and to not feel it, what happens is you don't allow yourself the time, the space to recover from your grief. You remain tethered to the negative emotions and the negative feelings that you continue to push under the rug, right? You cover them up, out of sight, out of mind. But what is still happening when you do that? What's still happening is that you are, whether you realize it or not, whether you understand what's going on under the surface, you are still being negatively impacted by all of those emotions surrounding that loss, all of those emotions that you are not allowing yourself to have. Right? And keeping busy can be a very dangerous short-term distraction from your pain. Because at the end of your multifarious tasks, not only are you exhausted, but your heart is still broken.